I would suggest that was the best match of Sierra's AAW career by far. Main event, lights on bright. Nothing to be ashamed of, nothing to be embarrassed by, facing one of the toughest athletes in the world. And it was what, a 2+ year journey for Sierra to get that opportunity, and she left it all in the ring. And like you said, Tyler, any other night, the result may have been different, but just like with Jossie, now we see the rebound. Now we see coming off of a major title fight that did not go your way. What are we gonna see? Have you come back better, stronger, smarter, more determined, or is that loss gonna stick in your head?
I think what Sierra's doing right now is she's realizing, I do have the AAW fans in my corner. I am somebody that they are behind and they want to see grow into the very best athlete that I can. Shazza McKenzie's not here to make friends. She's not here to get the respect and the adulation of the AAW fans. What she's here for is to make a name and to make a statement to prove, hey, I moved all the way across the globe, from Sydney, Australia, to America, to come here to prove that I am what professional wrestling is all about.
Was studied under the great Madison Eagles, among many others, in her journey. And Sierra, not too impressed by the showmanship in the early going. You talk about the respect, that love that these fans have now. Sierra has earned that the hard way. Sierra's never been, let's say, a people person. She's never exactly been the most pleasant to be around. She's always got a chip on her shoulder, a little bit ticked off. But man, she brings it bell to bell, senton, 2 count only. And every time we see Sierra, I feel like she gets better.
Now she's really coming into her own as an athlete, as a competitor, as a professional wrestler. She's putting it all together. She's learning from her mistakes. She's not somebody that makes the same mistake twice.
And certainly Shazza, a formidable athlete that, whether it be the United States, Australia, all points in between, her name has touched it as far as professional wrestling. I mean, a mainstay of Shimmer back in the day for quite some time. And that, to many new fans that may not be aware, that was the benchmark of women's wrestling for many, many years, even before the global companies put stock in women's wrestling on their programming. Shimmer was showing that women can do this at a high level when for many, many years they didn't have the chance to.
And one thing, what stuck out to me right there is Sierra, 6 months to a year ago, she would have thrown those knees with full force into the buckles when Shazza moved. She would have made that mistake. She stopped herself, but Shazza was able to take advantage now.
Very awkward landing for Sierra, who I think caught the side of her head on the ring frame and got tangled up in the ropes as well, which I think changed the trajectory of her fall more to a flush landing right on the side of her head. And Shazza's taking advantage at this point. She got a high-impact maneuver. She caused an opening, and she's making the most of it as Shazza McKenzie. Veteran move.
Slingshot facebuster from the veteran as she goes for the cover, only able to get the 2. And you gotta talk about, the fact that, yes, while, this match will have potential contendership consideration down the line, this is also a first ever matchup between Sierra and Shazza McKenzie. You never want to get that loss in a first ever matchup because the person's always going to have the upper hand. They're always going to have your number.
Shazza, 15-year pro, originally influenced by Trish Stratus. Watching her on television, it was her combination of, quote, toughness and sexiness that drew Shazza to Trish. And certainly you could see, that toughness in every single shot Shazza fires off, but Sierra can absorb those blows.
Now Sierra firing with some shots of her own. Oh, and Shazza tearing at the eyes. Rake of the eyes puts her down, and now Shazza's going to look to rethink her strategy. All right, I disoriented my opponent. Now how can I capitalize? How can I put Sierra down, stop her wave of momentum?
I sense an elevated fierceness up and down the women's roster here in AAW, and I think that's a brand of wrestling that travels with Masha Slamovich everywhere she goes. You're not going to come in and outwit her. You're not going to out-toughen her, and you're not going to force her to do anything she doesn't want to do. And
Shazza fires in. Seated senton, only able to get the 2.
All these athletes are stepping up because they're going to have to step up their game. There's no other alternative if you want a shot to beat Masha Slamovich.
Now Shazza Looking to trap the arms. Arm captured, chin lock now.
Yeah, and this neutralizes the power of Sierra, almost an abdominal stretch in a sense for a moment, but Sierra quick to turn inward and counter that.
Shazza took her eyes off the opponent for a quick second and allowed Sierra to get her base back. Goes for a cover, only able to get the 2. Oh! STO followed in now. Looking for a submission.
Yeah, has that neck crimped and stretching weight the arm and shoulders. You got the body lock on the arm, and Sierra shifts the weight.
And the only way for Shazza to get her shoulders off the mat was to let go of that hold, but quickly back up to her feet, follows with a boot to the spine.
Sierra has not been the same since she hit her head on the ring apron. That's very clear to me. And she's being able to produce this offense, but she's wobbly. She's shaky as Sierra, and that enables Shazza to continue pressing the advantage. Sierra trying to will herself, but Shazza a step ahead.
Drop down traps her up. Oh, and a boot to the face.
It's those brief moments, those respites. Sometimes you have to take pause and just shake the cobwebs, and it's what you need to stay in the matchup, but your opponent's laying there waiting for you to make a mistake.
And now Shazza slingshots right into a savate kick. Sierra catches her on the jaw, just like that, just like you spoke about, Joe. All it takes is that quick second, that split second for somebody to make a mistake that you can capitalize on.
I think Shazza tried to get cute one too many times. Sierra saw it coming on that exchange, was able to rebound, was able to brace herself, and now has what she needed as Sierra. That's time. Time to get your bearings, time to get back in this fight, and time to hold your own toe-to-toe on your feet.
Sierra now firing with a flurry of offense on Shazza. Shoots her off the ropes.
There's that momentum building. Sierra is stringing it together now. And all the body weight in the corner trips her up. And follow through with a low forearm.
And now Sierra finds a home with those knees.
Yeah.
Picks Shazza back up to her feet.
He's connected that time. Fisherman suplex.
Absolutely perfect. Only able to get the 2.
Sierra had a textbook bridge on the tips of her own toes. I couldn't see from this vantage point if she had the fingers locked, but notice Sierra's not getting upset. She's nodding her head. Okay, yeah, that happened. What do I need to do? What's next?
Now Sierra not gonna sit there, not gonna cry about it, not gonna let her emotions get the better of her. Was going for an offense maneuver, sunset flip, only able to get the 2 for Shazza. Oh, was looking for that stunner.
Jeez, Saito suplex. High angle. Sierra's hurt.
Oh, and a running knee strike. Catches her on the temple. Shazza with the cover. Only able to get the 2. And while Shazza, the more experienced athlete in this contest, in the confines of AAW, that would have been an upset.
Oh, without question. I would say Sierra has made this her home time and time again. And I think it's must win for both these athletes. That's what makes it so intriguing to me. That's Sierra where she wants her, so she thought.
Waistlock go behind into a German suplex. Sierra now back up to her feet. Onto the shoulders goes Shazza. Both these athletes jockeying for position, but Sierra able to get all of it. Takes her down, stunner. That's gonna do it. A deafening ovation on the victory for Sierra. Joe Dombrowski. It's not about wins and losses. It's about how you respond, how you rebound from a loss. And I think we just saw a star-making performance for Sierra here tonight.
In 8 minutes, 55 seconds, your winner, Sierra!
Well, I mean, it's only about the loss if you make it about the loss. Sierra used that as a motivating factor, got back on that horse, came back here better than she's ever been, and Sierra's right back in that women's title contendership with a banner win and respect that was earned the hard way.